What's going on, everybody? This is the Ground Up Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron, and this is
Keisha Rock.
And we are on episode 19, I think.
19, I think it is 19.
Oh, man. Whoa, getting up there.
We're moving right along, guys. But we are so excited today. We have Andrea Stakes, founder and CEO of Integria Virtual Staffing. Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. So excited to have you on. We have just followed you on social media because we've seen each other at real estate meetups and we've seen your growth. We've seen what you've done, and we're just excited for the listeners to just see the power of what can be done. So.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate both of you bringing me here, being able to talk it up with you guys. I mean, it's crazy with us being pushed into such a digital age and this being our new normal.
Yeah.
It's incredible how we've been able to, network. And this is just a step more. We get to dive into different things. I'll be able to provide value. And I'm just excited to hang out with my favorite couple ever.
Oh, man.
I love it. You can give me compliments all day. No, so tell us, what is Integria Virtual Staffing?
Yes, so I am essentially what we've created is a business process outsourcing company. So that's a BPO company. We source and train virtual assistants from the Philippines, and we teach them how to dive into the real estate niche where they're going to be doing outbound calls and marketing for investors and realtors. So we find virtual talent overseas, and I'm able to provide them a higher standard of living. And then, of course, be able to provide low-cost outsourcing for investors here in the States. So it's bridging the gap and making sure everybody eats, and I'm so in love with it.
Wow.
That's such an amazing concept.
Yeah.
How did you fall into that?
No, literally.
I don't even know if you fell into it,
yeah,
but how did you decide this is the way you wanted to go with when you started a business?
Right. Well, I mean, fell into it could definitely be a way, or you could say thrown at me and just.
But you caught it.
I caught it with both hands, and it was a little shaky because I was like, "What the heck is this?" That's literally how I felt, because I was, wanting to be a wholesaler. So somebody who is in the real estate niche where they're putting properties under contract and, essentially assigning and selling those contracts to, cash buyers. And I heard about this from a real estate meetup in DC, so kind of close to us. And I went to a real estate investing meetup. And I said, okay, I'm going to be a wholesaler because I don't want to clean teeth at a dental office for the rest of my life. I was like, let's go ahead and build some generational wealth. And just that whole entire idea of entrepreneurship was just thrown at me. And I was going into the niche, and I was like, okay, well, if I have to pay for school and go to school for 4 years and I just pay my tuition and then I get a degree and I'm successful, that concept applies to this, right? And it wasn't, because I was like, okay, let me buy a virtual assistant and let me buy all these softwares and all this stuff that everyone says you need, right? So I was just buying into these things, courses, all that stuff, mentors. And I found out you can't buy your way to success. And I was still I was pursuing wholesaling, trying to practice my scripts and my closings.
Yeah, we know all about that.
All about that.
So
we know all about that.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And I did, but we ended up, training her and teaching her literally everything I poured into her for that month or two of me training Rosemary. Everything was just mirrored. So she went on with her client, and he was a closer, and they were successful and closed deals. And from there, I just, I was like, wow, I did that,
Yeah.
And then the thing that dinged for me was when he brought me 4 people who wanted the same thing. And I said,
wow,
well, y'all can one of you guys can pay for her salary, but the other guys might have to, and then I was like, a need in our industry for training and quality training and being able to show people who maybe don't have the time to pour into somebody or maybe just don't know how to bring on a team member and really, start scaling and delegating the things they need in their business to elevate. Right. And so it was it was that moment where I was like, well, the mission and vision around helping people, because that's what I always wanted to do, whether it was a seller or a homeowner that was in distress, shifted to, I have investors in distress and I need to help these people. And then I said, whoa, I get to actually provide more jobs for, people back home, because I am Filipino American. So it was great to.
I mean, come on. Can we talk about like a divine intervention?
Right.
This was meant for you.
Right.
Oh man, but that's how it happened.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Joseph Frangos.
And I'm Crystal Frangos.
And we're just wanted to say real fast, the reason we went with Integria, we went with Andrea Steaks, is because she emulates all the same core values as us. As a business owner and as an entrepreneur, that's so critical, especially when it's like that moment to scale.
Yes, and the reason why we wanted a VA was because we needed help with our data cleanup, our data pulling. We trained our VA, although they come trained already, we were able to train her to do whatever we needed her to do, which is cold calling, texting, data pulling, data cleaning. She does everything for us. She's the third person that we just needed so badly in our business to be able to scale up.
And the one thing that I gotta tell you is Andrea was going to make sure that you align with your, the VA of her selection to you, which is so critical in business, alignment, right? That is so critical. So it would behoove you to go to Andrea Steaks and get you a solid go-to VA.
VA matchmaker.
Hi, my name is Dawn. I am active duty military and I was working over 60 hours a week. Definitely needed a VA to help me cold call in my market, which is Pensacola. And I came across Andrea Steaks and she has helped me tremendously. The VA that she gave me has helped me close over 4 deals, and I have a rehab, Airbnb, and I'm on track to close 3 more deals before the end of the year because of her help. So if you are looking for a VA, I highly, highly recommend using Andrea.
Michael Lane, Jerry Pearson, right? And Andrea Steaks is the GOAT. I mean, point blank, period, right?
So we love our first VA so much, we ended up promoting her, and now we're getting another VA because she's done so much for our company, and we see her as a true asset for years to come throughout our company.
That's right. And the handoff from Integria to us was so profound that we already had 4 leads. Our virtual assistant had 4 leads, and we closed on one of those. Yeah.
So you dropped dental school last year and you stopped working your W-2. What was that like for you? Were you
scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrified. And it was insane. I actually, dropping dental school was, I dropped it, I think it was November of 2019, and then left the dental office and I officially left the W-2 in February of this year. But having to take a moment and say, and really look at my options. Like I was, almost halfway through dental school, hygiene school. And I was like, 2 years from now, I'm gonna be a dental hygienist and I'll be able to make like $80K a year and live my best life like I thought I was. And then getting thrown into the entrepreneurial world and understanding like, right. I was like, it's the mindset,
Yeah, mindset.
Oh man. And when I got to a point where my W-2 mindset and my, newfound entrepreneur mindset were just clashing, that was when I was the most scared. And then I had to realize that when I guess you could say when your desire for success and your desire to win overcomes that fear of failure, that's when you have, that was my moment where everything pivoted. So I said, I'm going all the way in. So dental school was dropped. Parents were mad. People were like, you're crazy. But
what are they saying now though?
Hey, they're fully supportive and they're proud. And I'm very blessed. And it's not even I told you so moment. It's more of I knew that they'd really wanted to see what the best was for me. And they wanted to, and that's what it was. So And I knew that. And I knew that I was like, they're just not aligned with my vision and I can't be upset. I just have to show them. I have to show them.
Yes.
And I
like, look what I did.
And I was like, hey, Mom. So I just like hired like 30 Filipinos last night. So
You're 23.
23.
Oh, well, I was 22. So I was over here like, like this doesn't make sense. I was like, college kid, like kind of, I was paycheck to paycheck as I should be. And I was like, okay, so I have, like 3 months of salary. It was like my first couple of clients.
Most thriving 23-year-old that I know.
I mean, yeah.
You are a unicorn. You are a true unicorn.
True.
I appreciate y'all, man. And it's been a journey because after that I said, you know what? Like, we're going all in. I said, I'm already here and it's kind of working now. So we got to cut all ties. And I left the W-2 and I started going to networking events and I said, I'm going to make myself known in the community. I'm going to get into rooms and I'm going to tell people how I'm going to help.
You did that.
And that's what they
like we felt like we knew you. And I can imagine almost everyone in those rooms feel that way. You did it.
I mean,
well, it sounds like you grew so fast too.
Yeah, I mean,
so you went from being so like one-on-one and like up in person to like not being able to literally keep up.
And I can't complain.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't complain about the food on my plate and how much food I have when all I wanted was to eat. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I kind of relate that to the podcast. Like, I'm like, oh, I wanted to just get so many interviews and it was hard in the beginning. And now it's like we recorded 3 in like the last 48 hours. So 4 actually, or the 4th.
Yeah.
All right. So now that the business is up and running, like you've created your brand, you have your staff. I want to know how many too. Like how many people is the business?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've given jobs to over 350 Filipino people since February. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
That's dope.
That's in less than a year.
Yeah. 8 months. It's just been insane. And, the majority of them were, I think I only had maybe about 40 people until from February until June, because that's that foundational building and me really making sure I'm not going to, it was a lot of trial and error and seeing what worked and what didn't. But June was when I moved to Richmond and June was when I got incorporated. And also June was when I was like, okay, it's time. And from June up until now, we've given jobs to that many virtual assistants in the Philippines, but I currently in my agency that are under me and not just with another investor as far as, just being paired. I currently have 73, independent contractors. I say you can't say employees, but they are independent contractors, but I like to keep that, employee kind of mindset and the way that I treat them. I'm not just giving them one-off tasks and saying, here, complete this, you're a contractor, and then you're out. It's I let them know that they're a part of a company, and a lot of the principles and everything aligns with a lot of the principles that I learned as being an employee myself at one point. So,
because life changes when you don't have a W-2, and when you have a larger income,
time open up a little bit.
Yeah. So what's it like?
Well, I've never been as busy as I am now in my life.
Okay.
And so, the time opens up, but when you're passionate about something, I've delegated almost everything in my business. I could walk away right now. I could go hang out with y'all and get lunch and everything would run. And my business is running right now, but it doesn't stop ever because a day in the life looks like me having my meetings with my operations team and, touching base with the assistants but I am always looking on how we can scale. I'm always looking on how we can improve and also just, of course, with my brand, connecting and jumping on. If you guys are on Clubhouse, I jump on Clubhouse.
We got to talk about that next.
We got to talk about that.
And just going on platforms and just speaking my message to everyone. I want people to know, what a virtual assistant is and who they are, not what they do. Like, these are young and talented and incredible and capable individuals, and they're human beings, and they can provide so much value. And I want people to know that, and that mission for me, and I want to provide as many jobs as I can to, you know, my people and my Matlung people, and I want to see them thrive. And just being able to have a platform where I can show people and connect them, that's what I do on the daily basis. So, I mean, yeah, I could walk away, but it's that moment, like, when you realize your passion is so heavy that you don't want to.
You can literally feel your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.